Happy Friday. Okay, so y'all, real quick, I don't want to be before you long, but I just want to wish you well wherever this video may reach you. Happy Wednesday, happy hump day. I hope your day is doing well. Okay, so I wanted to come on here and give a bit of my commentary on the Shannon Sharpe scandal situation. It is, first of all, sad. And I was gonna say I want to give my condolences, but nobody died, thank God. But it's a mess. It's a mess. So I'm not gonna be before you long, but I just want to just give my opinion, right? And it's a very scary time out there for our black millionaires, right? Those who are, and I'm talking all of them, Kai Cenat, DDG, those who have raised a certain level of awareness, right? A certain level of success. And I do pray for them, as a content creator, because I want to see them win, right? But unfortunately, here we are, right, in a doggone scandal from Shannon Sharpe, which let's go back, a NFL player, retired successfully. Now he is in the podcasting arena, right, knocking them down, doing awesome awards, right? So a lot of times, and I just see a pattern, right? I see a pattern because a lot of times people get to a certain level and they forget, not from where they came from, but they forget that there are people that want a part of their success, right? There are people that are in the game, or of exploitation, right? So here you have this 20-year-old, or like they say, when he was when he met her, she was 19, okay? We don't know how far it went back. We don't know all the facts, right? All we have is an audio of him, talking about what he want to do to her and how she was like not wanting to do it, but then she agreed to meet him, right? So, what I'm saying? It seems like something is nefarious, right? And we may never know what happened. But I just want to say that, in my opinion, I believe that he was warned. And a lot of times in life, we can go through things, right? We can have things that we're going through that we don't want nobody to know. And that is what is the temptation with a lot of these millionaires, right? They have so much money that they can buy anything. And then so what they do is here's the temptation, so to speak. Now you start tapping into things that you shouldn't have. Watch out now. Now there is a temptation to get in things that you ordinarily wouldn't do, right? So here you are, all eyes on you, and you get into this sexapade with this. I don't know if he's a dominatrix, or we all done heard this, right? People have sex calls and get into so many type of sexapades, and things happen, right? And people get into some freaky stuff, right? So I'm like, well, dang, what's this all about, right? Number one, he ignored the signs. And I don't care what y'all say. Let me know if y'all agree or not agree. When Cat Williams, when he did his interview, now it's unfolding that it's more than what we really thought. I'm like, in my mind, was he sent to warn Shannon? Was Cat Williams sent to warn Shannon Sharpe? I seen that was a long interview. A long interview. But I sat and I watched that interview about twice, maybe 3 times, because for so many different reasons. Number one, I was like, wow, out of all the people, because as time went on, we seen a lot of his things, a lot of what he said, it came to pass. Like with the Diddy situation, he was like, all things will be exposed. So here you have all these people being exposed. And Cat Williams was telling us that, yeah, I'm in Hollywood, but I'm taking notes. So just like he's taking notes, so to speak, it's other people that's taking notes. I remember when he and I shared this on my shorts, when he was saying he didn't like Shannon Sharpe. Now, Vlad is up there, right? With these, people, he got Jewish money, right? So when you start seeing these black entertainers tap in to the status that they think should happen, people could be watching you and, like I said, taking notes, right? So I'm thinking like, okay, was Cat Williams sent to warn him? Because Cat Williams and all his fame, he told Shannon Sharpe, he said, I'm afraid to date white women. And we don't have to even go any further. If you are a black man, right, African American history have told us, when you deal with someone that is, of a different nationality, Caucasian, you better watch your step. Because a lot of people may not like that, right? So you got these entertainers and things like that. But Cat Williams was saying, I'm not going to lie and tell you I'm not afraid. Now, that took me for a loop. Because I'm like, out of all the things that he's exposing, he said the one thing that he was afraid of was getting in a relationship with a Caucasian woman, for the simple fact that it could be, misconstrued and, exploitation. You could be at the status that you may lose everything. The Bill Cosby situation. The reason that I think that he got all those things, because it was a majority Caucasian women, testifying against him. This was way back in the day. So once these black men get to a certain status, tapping into the money that maybe they shouldn't be tapping into, here is all these allegations. Even with the Diddy situation, Diddy wasn't doing anything that Jeffrey Epstein wasn't doing, or a lot of men of his caliber doing. But the only difference was he was black. He was black. And I don't want to make this a race thing, but I can't ignore it because I'm a part of the African American community. And I know how it is when you get your degree and start working in corporate America. You got to be twice as hard. You got to work twice as hard to get to where you want to be because of the color of your skin. Which brings me back to what Vlad has said. He said that he didn't like Shannon Sharpe. Tell me why. As my niece would say, he said the reason that he didn't like him because of his earnings that he reported. Shannon Sharpe said he made more with that Cat Williams interview than he made in his NFL career. And Vlad couldn't fathom him doing better numbers, right? Or tapping into a certain caliber of people that he wasn't privy to. And what's his name? DJ Academics had to go on and tell him, yes, Vlad, because you could do an interview and you could do that whole interview and make shorts. So now that your interview has hit, your live has hit the million views, then you can break that up and start making it into shorts, and then your shorts gonna make money, right? So DJ Academics was saying, yeah, it's very well to capitalize on a viral moment. Excuse me, not to mention all the publicity and the brand deals that you will get behind, that one interview, right? You're going to get more interviews, you're going to get brand deals. So DJ, I want to say Envy, DJ Academics, yeah, was telling him it's possible. So then he was like, oh, okay, well, I didn't know. Yeah, you didn't know. So here you are, these black men, DDG, when he made his this didn't go viral like I thought it would, but he was being exploited. He was being exploited with his what is it called? Pink something. He said that he bought a beat by this dude for $30. And then I guess the dude, which company that he was under, the man was like, no, you gonna charge him after he made the transaction. No, you gonna charge him. We want $30,000. And so they were trying to exploit him, because who charges something for somebody and then you double back? So now, all bets is off. And if you look at Kai Cenat, he's not only successful, he's making other young content creators successful. And the majority of them are African American. These black dudes, these young dudes getting out the hood. Look at Lil Rodney's son. Straight out of Baltimore. He was coming out of the trenches. And here comes Kai Cenat giving him an opportunity, right? Giving him a chance, bringing people on. He's sharing the wealth. So here you have another content creator, white gentleman, saying how could he, reach that, where he could be getting all these subs and everything. So now the black man got to explain himself to somebody. Do you see what I'm saying? It's like once we as African American people get to a certain level, it's questioned, right? It's something nefarious going on. So going back to Shannon Sharpe, I just wanted to give my spiel on that, and I just, I want them to really be careful. Just like Kai Cenat, he got Rakai, trying to get this young man a shot, brought him on his 30-day marathon. This little guy is a wild card. You don't know what he's going to do. It could be, clickbait, clip farming, as they say, to get more things. But now Rakai done got kicked out of the house, the mansion that Kai bought for all these young streamers, because he done blew up. It's just a mess, y'all. I'm trying to not get sidetracked, but I'm saying that to make a certain point. When these millionaires, these black millionaires get to a certain point, don't forget that you steal this. Come on, somebody. You steal this at the end of the day, which means you're going to have all eyes is on you. Because soon as you start tapping into a different arena and start making more money, or start making, branching out, you don't need, people anymore, and you doing better than them. They watching you. Not only are they watching you, the people that want to exploit you are after you, because that's how the enemy is. The devil, he gonna get you right there. And if you start lifting yourself up in pride, he gonna bring you down. Right? He gonna bring you down. So you gotta watch your back. And we can all take a page out of this Shannon Sharpe scandal. Because one thing, he ignored the signs. Cat Williams was telling him what his fear was. He was telling him. And you see Jonathan Major, the issue that went with him with this woman, he had to start from ground zero. And telling you what happens is when these black entertainers, when they rub out on, go down, they look for black women to rescue them. And we're going to do it. We're going to do it. We're going to support, right? We're going to try to build, our men up, even when they reject us, right? Even when we're rejected, because if I'm not mistaken, I can remember Shannon Sharpe saying that he didn't want no middle-aged women. And so the black middle-aged women up around his age, around his speed, he was like, he didn't want to. And it was a lot of, he got a lot of flack because he was like, no, they ain't gonna do what these young girls ain't gonna do. And they was really shaming him. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna say, they was telling him how they felt about it. Because black women is supporting you. Right? But them are the ones that you reject. Them are the ones that you don't want, right? So here you have this 19, 20-year-old putting him on blast, recording him. And he don't know it. Because you all consumed in your lust and your fetishes. Be careful. Like I said, we can all take a page out of Shannon Sharpe's book. It's some things that, at different points in your life, it's some things that you go through you don't want nobody to know. But I believe, in my opinion, that God will send you warnings. So he sent Cat Williams to warn him. While we thought he was exposing everybody else, no, he was telling him, you better be careful. I believe it. You better be careful with everything that you're doing, right? You got to be careful. You got to watch your step. You got to watch how you move in this industry. Because somebody is always waiting to take you down, right? If you give somebody the devil an inch, he going to take them out. Right? If you lift yourself up in pride, you're going to be brought down. And that's anybody. That's not just him. But I just believe that God's grace, he will give you a chance. Monique, she told Shannon, you need to settle down. Well, the way she put it was hilarious. But she put it out there. She didn't hold no punches. She told him. And you know what? He didn't listen. He was on with his boy, Chad, right? They doing their interview, and he was just talking about how, these older women is not going to do what these young women are going to do. I guess, at a certain age, we not. We can only lift our leg up so far. Okay? So we, at a certain age, it's going to be a no for us. Because we can't do what these young women can do. They get these BBLs, their body is nice and tight. They willing to give you this and invite this into the mix. You can have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 women that they don't care. As long as you gonna get him the Birkin, which is probably made in Japan. As long as you gonna get them to this and that and support their living and get their bundles and get their whatever. They don't care. Fly them out. You see what I'm saying? So he not thinking of the cost, the things that he may lose. He just having a good time. And then when the next viral thing went out, because he, people was questioning his, sexuality. So he brought Michelle into the loop. He said he did it on accident. And I'm like, you gotta be a boo-boo the fool to make a mistake like that. Because you gotta be, when you go live, you gotta take your phone, you gotta go into certain things. It ain't just no click live. But that's what he said. So I guess that's what we gonna go back. But you and I know, right? All these different fetishes and things, things that you wouldn't want nobody to know. Now the man losing brand deals and he losing all these things on the account of him not taking heed to the signs, which brings me back to us. What is God warning you about? Because before his exposure with anything, he's going to warn us, right? He gonna give us a warning sign. Don't go that way. How many times have we got in a place or got where something would happen to us? You have an affair, and something will happen, and you almost got caught. That was God's grace. That was God giving you an opportunity to turn around and go the other way. I remember back in the day when somebody said something about this joke. A man was drowning, and then the ship was coming, and he said, "I'm gonna let God save me," right? And so then another ship came, and and the man said, "No, I don't need your help. He drowning, right?" He told the ship, "I'm gonna wait till God save me." Third ship came. He said, "No, I don't need you to save me. I'm waiting for God to save me." And so the ship leaves, and he drowns, and he goes to heaven. He said, "God, I was waiting for you." And he said, "Well, I sent 3 ships. I sent 3 ships." But we don't pay attention to the signs. I'm reminded of the scripture that says, with the temptation, God will always make a way of escape. That he don't tempt us beyond what we can bear. But you got to be careful with money. And I'm just saying, not on his Shannon Sharpe status. I'm talking about real life situations. We can't get to the point where we get blessed and forget who gave us the blessings. Because the Bible said all good things come from above. All right? All things, good things. You get out the hood, that's God. Okay? You get a new car, that's God. Right? You get through paying your child support, that's God. Right? You start getting the things that you prayed for. So, my prayers go out to Shannon Sharpe, you know what I'm saying? And also the victim. Because, maybe a level of exploitation, but we got to remember 19, that's a teenager. She may be legal, but mentally, think you men and women, do you have a 19-year-old? Can you see them going with somebody? How many roofs will you hit if your 19-year-old came with a 50-some-year-old man? And we don't know how long they were talking. But she got receipts, y'all. She got receipts. So I want to say, she young, her mind is not, maybe she had a good coach, but I'm just saying, we she was a young woman, and he met her in some workout facility, and laid it on her, right? Because these young people gonna do what these older women is not gonna do, but it may cost you. It may cost you. So yeah, that's what I wanted to say. Yeah, he was given warning signs, but he did not take heed, unfortunately. So blessings to you. I just want to to give my commentary on it. Nobody wants, well, I don't, I can only speak for myself. Nobody wanted to see this happen, you know what I'm saying? But things happen, and when things in life happen, we can all learn from these things, right? At some point, your money won't be able to buy you out of certain things. So we gotta, count the cost in terms of the decisions that we make. All right. So, hey, I love you. Blessings to you. And I will see you later. Thanks for tuning in to Unchurched Talk with the T. You be blessed.